sell our houses really frequently. New owners who don't understand their obligations, a whole lot of stuff like that. It's an opportunity to get to a new owner. Excuse me, can I please speak? And that means that I know, but it's really hard. If we can actually do that, get to people every 3 years, it's quite often to be new owners, and then you can actually have that, a staff member can have that conversation with them, and everybody's got a different interpretation. I want to make sure we've tied this down, not only in the inspection regime, but the interpretation is narrow, because like Councillor Cooper and other Councillor Closer, swimming pool inspection committees, we actually designed those because the interpretation was so wide open that we spent huge amounts of money on defending challenges to it, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and never got court costs back and all sorts of stuff like that. I just want this really tight so we really know what we're doing. Our staff have got the tools to deal with it. We don't get challenged in court over and over, and we don't have any deaths. And so for me, this is a balance, and so that's why I want to support 3, because you don't get people staying in their houses very long in Auckland.
Mr. Chair, point of clarification, Mr. Chair, and the council has a lot of ponds around Auckland too, but Councillor Philippinus, he's, if you can just move that for a second, yeah, okay, he's declared a conflict of interest on this item. Well, because he's got a swimming pool. I've got a swimming pool.
I've got a swimming pool. I'm not going to declare. I'm not going to just chosen to do order. I just chosen. Councillor Philippinus decided to do that. I've got a swimming pool. I'm not going to declare an interest because there's so many of people. I think they're so widespread in the community.
Exactly.
So anyway, Councillor Cashmore, did you wish?
Thanks, Mr. Chair. Last term, when I was on the local board, I was on the inspection committee, and it was not a lot of fun, I must admit, so I'm glad to see you finding a smarter way through with a bit more common sense to be applied, which is welcomed and great. One of the issues that we ran into a lot of headaches was, apart from spa pools, which now we're seeing the covers be mandatory. The Papakura boys have arrived in town. Is the actual structures of the houses with the actual inbuilt pools around them. So you look at F9, 3.3, 3.4 and 3.5, particularly 3.3 and 3.4 with automatic doors opening in, beepers. What degree of flexibility does the new Act provide for that? Because I'm not reading any at all.
Through the Chair, it is important to understand in comparison to the Fencing of Swimming Pool Act, which was a single-purpose act which was created before the Building Act came into place. The alignment with the Building Act drags the regulation for swimming pools, you know, into the Building Act, and how it works is you've got the actually legislation setting out that pools have to be fenced. You've got the regulation, which is the building code, which sets the performance standard, and this is the performance standard you were just referring to. Below that will be sitting a standard that is accepted under the regulation as a acceptable solution. Okay. And that it is here.
It's more practical.
That will be, most likely will be the standard. It's a bit unfortunate that Parliament hasn't actually announced the standard at the same time, but that will be going down to the nitty-gritty and saying the fence has to be 1.2 metres high, the gaps in the fence have to be 100 millimetres and all that. And I can assure you that this is much more flexible than the schedule of the Fencing of Swimming Pools Act.
But would still ensure that the kiddies are safe, basically.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, Councillor Lee, you got a question?
Just one quick question.
Yeah.
In terms of the reducing the compliance burden, did that also suppose reducing the cost to pool owners or householders or ratepayers or whatever? Is that part of considered part of the burden to be decreased?
Through the Chair, yes. In clarifying and providing a flexible approach, so under the Fencing of Swimming Pools Act, the acceptable solution was very narrow. Now, introducing a much more flexible regime under the standard reduces cost.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Councillor General.
Yeah, point of clarification again, Mr. Chair, and I'm trying to be nice to you today. That is that recently we passed a navigation and safety bylaw where we put the onus back on the skipper or the driver of the boat. So going from 5 years to 3 years, we're only going to inflict more cost on the pool owner, but you made it very clear that the owner, the responsibility and liability falls back on the property owner, not council.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to move it. And Councillor Casey, you're going to second it?
Yep.
Second it?
Can we have it,
Well, what we'll do is we'll move A to C as in one, and we'll do D separately. How's
oh,
that?
thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to move A to C. Put A to C. Those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Declare that carried. Now D, we'll
By
do that
division.
one by division. Okay.
Councillor Anai,
Aye.
Only a submission.
Councillor Brewer,
No.
Councillor Casey,
Yes.
Councillor Cashmore,
No.
Councillor Cooper,
Yes.
Councillor Darby,
Or.
Councillor Filipina,
He's got a pull.
Not
give me a pulse,
Aye.
Compliant.
Councillor Crum,
Against.
Councillor Lee,
Aye.
Member MacDonald,
Aye.
Councillor Penrose,
No.
Councillor Quacks,
No.
Councillor Stewart,
No.
Councillor Sir John Walker,
No.
Councillor Walker,
Yes.
Councillor Watson,
No.
Councillor Webster,
No.
Member Wilcox,
Yes.
Chair.
Yes. It's carried 10-9, is that correct? Okay, declare that carried, and that's the end of that
It's
item.
only a
Thank you.
submission. The government will do what they want to do now.
We now go to item 11. The Manukau Harbour, and thank you, officers. Thanks very much. You'll
Yeah, it's cold in here. Should have brought the coat.
Time for men in woolen suits, isn't it? It's only, it's quite 20 degrees, isn't it?
Thank you.
Right, so Mara, you're going to introduce everybody here?
Yes, thank you,